know, growing up, I was just hustling, man. I started at like 13, I was hustling. I've been hustling ever since. My main focus was to get some money. That's all I was focused on. Also, I could rap too.
Before Money Man would build his hip-hop reputation upon the back of his successful mixtape series, Black Circle. Before Money Man would buy himself out of his Cash Money Records contract and eventually team up with Empire to become the first hip-hop artist to be paid in advance in Bitcoin.
How can I invest in Bitcoin? Give me some tips. What's finna be popping? You know what I'm saying? I don't write nothing down.
Before Money Man would have over 450,000 followers on Twitter, 1.3 million followers on Instagram, and almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube at the time of this recording. Anyone who concerns themselves with the accumulation of wealth knows that while earning money is good, saving money, it takes things a step further. And reinvesting that money, well, it's absolutely the best idea of all. Atlanta-based rapper Money Man, he has made this fact the foundation of his entire hip-hop career. With a soft, restrained delivery, Money Man, he has preferred to go the independent route after learning the hard way that bigger isn't always better. Now Money, he started playing around with music at just 9 years old, and by the time he was 16, well, he'd be recording his own music. But it wouldn't be for another 13 years before he'd release his first mixtape. Now, how did this long and winding road lead him to becoming the first rapper to agree to a Bitcoin advance? Well, to find out, you're gonna have to keep watching this episode of Before They're Famous. My name, of course, is Michael McCrudden. Money Man was born Tyson J. Bolding in New York City on February 27th, 1986, which is actually just one day after the day I was born, which makes us practically twins. Now, despite being born in the Big Apple, well, Money Man, he would move to Decatur, Georgia as a toddler, and that's where he was primarily raised.
I'm from Atlanta. I was born in New York. I moved to Atlanta when I was 2, so.
ATL, what part? What's up?
The East Side, Decatur, Western Chapel.
As a kid of around 9 years old, Will Money, he would listen to a ton of jazz records from artists like David Brubeck that his mom would play from around the house. Now, his appreciation for this type of music, well, it would lay the groundwork for his future career in music. But growing up in the streets of small-town Georgia, well, Money Man admits that he would get involved in the street life that surrounded him everywhere. Now, at the end of the day, money was always his end goal, not simply the thrill of, like, misbehaving. So when he realized that he could make money thanks to his unending willingness to hustle and accomplish whatever he needed to get done, well, he decided then and there he wouldn't rob people to get what he wanted.
A lot of the shit I do, DM me, they tell me, or they see me in person and they tell me they can relate to it, they done been through it, everything I done been through.
He always was into music. I wasn't. I'm a fan before I'm anything, you feel me? If I don't like a song, I'm gonna tell him. If I like a song and I think it's gonna go, I'm gonna tell him. Bro grew up loving music.
By the time he was 15 or so, well, Money Man, he had graduated from listening to his mom's jazz records to hip-hop legends like Biggie and Tupac. Now, vibing off those hollowed artists as well as whoever else was popular on the radio at the time, well, Money Man began picking up a whole range of sounds that made him want to try his own hand at becoming an artist. Throughout the early 2010s, well, Money Man, he tried to establish himself as an up-and-coming rapper around the Atlanta scene, but it wouldn't happen for him right away. Only slightly discouraged, well, Money Man, he placed an ambition on the back burner as he spent a few years finding other ways to earn some money. So what did he do during this downtime? Well, apparently, he taught other people around the Atlanta streets how to properly invest their money to help them make more of it.
I was trying to use that 5 to 10 grand to get some lump sums. Like, if you want to come up, you know, lump sums is the best way. Lump sums is like, all right, if you only want like 5 or 6,000, you could find a way to get like a 80 in, then 100 in, a 250 in.
Once he ran the bag up, so to speak, well, it made becoming a musician much easier, and Money Man, well, he put as much as $200,000 back into his rap career. In 2016, Money Man would return to the hip-hop scene in a big way when he dropped his series of 3 Black Circle mixtapes, which featured guest appearances from artists like Young Thug, Gucci Mane, and Akon. Now, singles like Boss Up and How It Feel would land him on the radar of Cash Money Records, who then signed Money Man way back in 2017. So why did Money Man decide to sign with Cash Money? Easy. He thought that it would make him an even bigger success than he already was. In fact, he told The Source, "I was thinking about how I could use this money to do this or flip this money 3 or 4 times and come back and say, here's your money back plus interest, and now I'm gonna go over here and make my money 100% myself." And you know what? Well, that's more or less exactly what Money Man did. Now, a little over a year after signing to Cash Money, well, there were problems in paradise when the label figured out that Money Man was earning more than they realized from his music, and they tried to get themselves a piece of it. He told them that he didn't think they deserved it, they disagreed, and Money Man, well, he cashed himself out, paying $250K to get out of his contract.
Yeah, they just told me to give them double what they gave me. I just went ahead and did that.
No problem. Just gave it to him straight up?
Yeah, I had it. Like, I was doing shows.
Now, around the time that Money Man decided to leave Cash Money behind, well, he had roughly 400,000 monthly Spotify listeners, and now he's sitting at close to 5.5 million. So how did Money Man leave his confines of his label and gain even more popularity independently? Well, he hustled his opportunity into existence. After breaking from Cash Money a few months later, well, Money Man met the CEO and founder of indie music distribution group Empire. I'm talking Ghazi Shami. And upon hearing the story of how Money Man had split from his original label, well, Ghazi was very impressed by his drive and he reached out to see if they could link up. They did so in an Uber, and that's where Ghazi heard Money Man's song Exotic for the very first time. A track that includes the line, "I'm independent like Ghazi." Needless to say, it felt like a serendipitous moment for both of them, and Money Man, he agreed to team up with Empire, which allowed him to remain independent while also taking advantage of their infrastructure that showed Money Man how beneficial it could be to release music at a rapid pace. For instance, his 2018 mixtape, 24 Hours, 6 Hours, and 6 Hours 2, well, they were all recorded in the exact amount of time that their title indicates.
For some reason, I just feel like recording before I catch the flight. The flight was at 4 o'clock. I went over there around 8 a.m. and just did as many songs as I could, and then when it caught my flight. It was called Before the Flight. I dropped that in 6 hours. I just ain't put the tape out yet. Usually when I drop tapes anyway, they be in a 24-hour period. Then I might add another song and another song that I already had or record a new one to put it on there. But I knock a whole tape out in 24 hours.
Money Man released his music at a steady pace through the digital distribution service TuneCore as well as YouTube, which helps feed the ravenous appetite that his fans have for consuming his songs. And unlike a whole bunch of other fan groups, well, Money Man's followers know that they'll never have to wait too long for the next banger. In 2019, Money Man would release his 25-track debut studio album, Paranoia, which would climb into the top 40 of the Billboard 200. Now, the following year, he'd blow up with his Kobe Bryant tribute song 24 and the accompanying Lil Baby remix that Ghazi was crucial in putting together. Not long after, the pandemic set in and Money Man released his 8-track EP, Epidemic, which included 24 as its opening song. Well, Ghazi's team, they also got to work on TikTok, circulating that track to digital tastemakers, who then utilized the track as the background to their content, earning him more and more fans in the process. But what sets Money Man really apart from the rest of the hip-hop world is simply what I spoke about at the offset: his willingness to use money to make more money. Now, he looks at being as a rapper as a doorway to becoming a billionaire, and he plans on stepping through that door by becoming the first rapper to make lucrative investments in the world of cryptocurrency.
I was one of the first artists to pioneer cryptocurrency into rap. So for the last, I say, 3 or 4 years, I've been slowly integrating it into the hip hop community, trying to make people aware, give them awareness to invest in it.
Money Man claims that he made his first crypto purchase back in 2013. Now, he says that he spent around $300 back then, and by the time he cashed out, well, that initial investment, well, it had made him a cool $18,000. Over the years since, he says that he's made at least $100,000 in crypto investments, and now that this form of currency has gone a bit more mainstream, well, Money Man, he has become the first hip-hop artist to agree to receive an advance from Empire, of course, in Bitcoin. My God.
Oh, that's crazy.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that right there?
According to Empire, well, Money Man, he took a $1 million advance, which equates to just 15 Bitcoin at the current evaluation of around $68,000 in digital token. Now, will this investment in Bitcoin pay off major dividends for Money Man in the long run? Well, it's hard to know for sure, but personally, my opinion is it's probably a good idea. And I should start working on his The Rich Life ASAP. Now, where will Money Man's career go from here? Well, I guess that's a story for another time, because this, after all, is before they're famous. My name's Michael McCrudden, and we drop a new video each and every day, so if you guys haven't subscribed, be sure to do so, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. All right, also, Money Man, great name. How did no one else think of that? Amazing. Good for you. All right, bye.